Well, good morning, everybody. There's Lassie and Bella. You missed that. You missed the good morning that I had from Bella. Oh, hang on, there she goes. There she comes again. I've got to. Okay, that was quite mild, Dan. Oh, here we are again. Bella! Good girl. Good girl. Oh, good girl. Oh, now she's... Oh, now she can't make up her mind now whether she wants... she wants Lassie or... play or what? Oh, it's a bit on the chilly side. Oh, wow, good morning. It's 9 o'clock. Oh, God. Good girl. Oh, good girl. I gotta put my hand there, otherwise she's all over me. And I've got my thermarest this time, so I'm not oh God almighty. It's like this apparition or whatever the word is suddenly appears out of nowhere. Oh. We gotta have our breakfast. And tea. I've literally just woken up. Oh, fuck. Oh me. Bloody hell. You get this sort of great wet, soppy nose in your face. I brought this solar panel with me. I brought the other one as well, but I brought this one. I'll show you. Go back later. Oh, right in the eye. Oh, right. Oh, a right Mike Tyson knockout in the eyeballs. Oh, Bella. All right, so that's down on 39%. I wanted to see how much battery there was. So we'll put that there and we'll see. I'll show it to you later. Oh, Jesus. Oh. I need to I slowly start to warm up. It's definitely the case that when you go to sleep you can be quite warm, and then when you wake up, or as you come to in the early hours of the morning, that moving and distracted myself. Wake up in the morning and you can feel cold. There is condensation. Hey, we've got drippy. We've got drippy condensation. We can actually say that we've got drippy condensation. So we do get it, but the condensation too. But wow. Very right. Alright, I think I'm just gonna put this on. Of course, you just need to be a little bit careful with drippy condensation and just up it and down. I'm not gonna bother wiping it or anything. It'll go away soon. Oh, dear God. It's just a little bit on the cool side. To be honest, it's almost at that point now where it's warming up, but we will. Well, when I say warming up, I mean that figuratively speaking. That's one phone. I'm not quite sure. I can't tell you the temperature because, of course, I'll have to remember to change the battery. But they're firing again over there. I got the flag up. Yeah. Either Bella was asleep when they were putting the flag up, or she ignored it this time. I'm not quite sure which. But it's probably around about 3 degrees, I would guess, today. 3-4 degrees. It's quite chilly. As I say, one advantage with the flag flying, because obviously we're not a million miles away from the road and everything. I mean, it's still. It's about 45 minutes walking, but it's not that far. It's a couple of kilometres really, to be fair. But yeah, but at least with them firing, it does put it does put people off. They're less likely to come out here. We don't have an exact plan. Basically, we will relax in camp. We will go for a walk up the valley later. I think Bella's chewed one of my wrappers, so I'll have to pick that up later. It's lovely, thank you, Bella. Mind you, if I'd have tossed it in the trash bag thing, then anyway, yeah, we'll go for a walk up the valley later. We need to talk about the pack. Yeah, we'll talk. Alright. Well, I think I need to get tea on. Steady, go back. Okay, go back. Go on. Go back now. You're a good girl, but go back now. Got scratches behind the ear. I can't believe how much she's grown, because she's about 5 months now, pretty much, sort of about the 5-month mark. We've kind of gone from the number of weeks, because obviously when she was younger it was like so many weeks. We've kind of we're in that transition period between weeks and months. Oh, you are a sweetie, aren't you? Yeah, we've got to get tea on. Come, go back. We can have some food later too. Go back. Come on. you've kind of got to be, I don't mean hard, but you've got to be firm. You've got to be quite firm with them, otherwise they're just all over you. So you kind of got to say, you know, back. You know, that's that's enough for the minute. Yeah, if you want a controllable, I might sort of talk about collies and dogs, because that was a comment that someone made as well. So we might do a video this trip on that as well, and just, I mean, not a specific dog video as such, but we might talk about that, yeah, a little bit. Right, let's get some water on for tea, because it's gone 9 o'clock and we've not even had tea. Yeah, it's 9:05. Well, this air mat stayed up, so that's good. So this air mat. So good morning, welcome to this trip. I didn't. We walked in and we got into camp about, I don't know, 3:30 yesterday, and I pitched everything. I didn't bother filming walking in or talking. To be honest, I didn't really feel. Well, I didn't. I thought, wow, there is kind of a point where I'm just repeating the same thing every single trip. I think one cheeky commentator sort of said every video is the same. Well, yeah, because it's wild camping. So if you want to watch something different, then you've got to watch something different than someone who goes like wild camping every few weeks. But yeah, so I didn't bother walking in. I floated in. I didn't bother filming walking in last night. I must admit, there are times when it's just so much. It's too much faff to take the GoPro out of it. Like that's too much hard work. Tony, you lazy bastard. But yeah, so I thought yesterday I'd just come on in, and we've got our Paul, you're a bit behind the times with this one. We've got our Paul Messner, which Chris Townsend was talking about like a year before, if not 2 years before Paul discovered it. I will say though, one personal thing to Paul, I think it's really nice that you mentioned Chris the other day, given that he's been doing what we do for like 50 bloody years and has walked the length and the breadth and everything else of continents and things. I think people like us should give Chris a hell of a lot more credit. So yeah, I did think that was. I thought that was a nice touch. But yeah, so I've got the fire maple, and it's on my pocket rocket, and it does fit on the legs. Just you got to fiddle it a little bit, but it does fit on. Just keep an eye out for flying dogs. That's the only thing. But she flew in a couple of times. I think probably, I don't know the time, to be fair, because I didn't look, but probably like 7 o'clock. Given that I finally sort of came to and it was 9 o'clock. Go back! given that it was 9 o'clock when I finally came to, then it was probably at like 7, 8 o'clock, something like that, where I felt a wet nose or a head bump my head, and I would, no, go back. And to be fair, she was very good. She did go off and go annoy someone, something else, Lassie or something. I don't know whether I need, there should be. I've got 2 tea bags in here. I think I needed to drop more water. But that's enough. Just about. Yeah, she's we'll see what she's like with water later, but this water, you know, just here where we're camped here, whereas last time she was like really worried about it, and like it was a real struggle to get her across. She's just jumped across it. Not this morning, because I don't know, because I haven't been outside, but last night she just jumped across it twice and just waded right through it. Cheers, welcome. Oh my god, she's got the trots on her. It's like you're waiting. Oh, she's disappeared. She's been swallowed up by Dartmoor. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's a pity. Oh well. We're just gonna have to enjoy the rest of this trip without Bella. She's disappeared, swallowed by the bog, the bog of Dartmoor. Oh, but yeah, it's quite chilly on the hands. So it's probably about 2 degrees, something like that. Because if my hands are, we've reappeared. The bog of Dartmoor spatter out. Yeah, I think last night I just wanted to kind of just walk in, set up, chill out, relax, and then I thought I'll open my gob in the morning. Go back. Steady. That's not really go back, did you, when I gave you the command? Oh my nose. But at least you slowed down. Oh, good girl. I just don't want her on this thermarest. Like I said, the mat I brought last time, I wasn't. One, it's probably tough enough anyway. To be fair, I don't think her claws or paws would puncture this. When I've had leaks, I'm 99% sure it hasn't been from the dog. One, I don't let them on it, and two, when they have, and I've been, oh, it's been fine. Oh. You're a soppy little bugger, aren't you? One thing I didn't bring with me, but I'm not going to need it, is my very warm fleecy hat. But I'm not going to need it this trip. Oh. Okay. Alright, go on, get back. I want the tea. I got my tea, and then I got to have another breakfast, or got to have a breakfast, and then I got to have another tea, and then probably another tea, and then maybe we'll be in a position to. And then maybe we'll be in a position to get outside, and then we'll go for a walk. Oh, alright, go back, go on. Alright, good girl. Oh, we're filming stroking a dog now. Alright, now can I have my tea now? Oh, you Come on, get back. Come on. It's tea time. I think there's frost over there. I think on that grass, I think that's frost. Oh. That might be actually why we're dripping, because normally I find that I don't get condensation like I keep banging on about, and I'm wondering whether when it's not frozen, I'm talking about for me, not for other people who get copious amounts of condensation, and the Lord Master himself here hardly ever gets any of the bloody stuff, which is a good thing. I'm just wondering whether air movement and just, everything else like that, helps reduce the condensation by continually air moving, and obviously because it's moisture, not ice, it keeps moving. But then if we did get a little bit of frost on the shelter, and then that slowly started to melt as it warmed up, then that might be why we got a little bit of condensation this morning, given that there's some frost out there. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to shut the trap hole. I'm going to make another cup of tea. Well, good evening. What we're going to have is soup, which we've got in here. So the bowl this time, as I mentioned yesterday, is the Fire Maple G2. So the one that I've used previously is the G3, although I don't think it ever had a G number before. It was just a Fire Maple petrol. But this one is a little bit bigger. I think the other one was 600. This is 750. And the 750 goes to about here. So it probably would hold a litre. But they call it 750 because that's the sensible amount that you can, that you can get in. And because of the heat exchange thing in the bottom, the little grooves there's 3 grooves, and they do line up with the 3 grooves on the pocket rocket. Not exact, you do have to, you know, just jiggle it a little bit, but it does fit. We've got my little lamp here, which gives off a decent amount of light. So we're going to have this. I'm going to carry on watching 1883, and then we've got my homemade bolognese and obviously pasta, which I bought. So I'll have that a little bit later. It's about 6 o'clock. It's just gone 6. It's still, well, I wouldn't say light, but it's just getting dark. Obviously the torch light is well and truly taking effect in here now, but it's yeah, there's a little bit of light, but not much. The sun set about half an hour ago. We can still see the hills over there, just. Oh, okay. We didn't get much power in the power bank from that solar panel. Less than I was expecting, to be honest. I'll put it out again tomorrow. It kind of added about 2% in 4 hours, which is surprisingly not very much. I don't quite know why it wasn't as much as I was expecting. I mean, I wasn't expecting very much, but I was expecting maybe 5 or 10%, but we got about 2 or 3%. So I don't know why it was, and it was right in the sun too. So not quite sure why it wasn't very much. We'll put it out again tomorrow, as I say. And this, that is homemade bolognese. A little bit chewy. I think it just needs a little bit longer. So if it needs longer, then just that's not exactly on, but that's close enough. Just get a little bit more heat into it. That's it. It does sometimes. If you don't have enough fire, if it's not turned on enough, and I have noticed it'll go out. So just keep stirring it. That's probably enough. Put the lid back on. Take it off. Leave it a bit longer. About 10 to 8. I'll leave it another 10 minutes, and then that should be good to go then. And now we've got some fire to it. Not bad at all. And that's homemade, dehydrated at home bolognese. And then bought pasta. It's quite watery, only because I put more water in, because I never bother measuring it out. I can't be bothered with all that. You know, I just chuck water in, boil it up, add the food, leave it for a few minutes, give it some more heat, and leave it another 10 minutes. And if you add more water than is needed, there's less chance that it will burn. I'll just show you around camp. So the little ones that, well, the medium one now, the little ones at home, but the medium one's there, the big one's out there, and we're very cozy here. Obviously we've got the door open, we've got a little bit of a gap all the way round. I think the wind's going to be coming in tomorrow, so we'll kind of see how that one goes. We're using Ron's pole, so this is a pretty good test to see how rigid Ron's pole is. But I have to say, and oh, he's a fanboy. But to be fair, it's doing pretty well. I've not yet felt, oh dear, you know, it's got enough Ron's got enough girth on there to you know, to be okay at the moment. It was breezy last night. It's been still this evening and during the day, but the wind is going to pick up tomorrow, so we will get a better idea tomorrow. We might have to do the door up tomorrow because it is going to get quite breezy, quite windy tomorrow. Obviously we don't have an inner. I really still can't understand why people bang on about. Obviously, if you've got a tent, that kind of comes with an inner. But I just don't miss. You just don't need an inner. If you've got a shelter like this, Certainly in our climate, maybe if it was snowing, maybe that would be a little bit different, but you know, in our climate, outside of bug season, why put an inner in here and constrict yourself more? You know, I've just got so much more freedom and, you know, ability to do things. I keep warm by putting gloves on my hands to keep my hands warm. When I remember to put them on, I don't freeze my fingers. My sleeping bag keeps me cozy. And then I've got my down jacket so I can sit up and eat and drink and, you know, talk to you and watch a film or 1883. You know, and I can sit up in comfort. And yes, if the breeze picks up a little and it gets a bit too much, then, oh look, I've got a hood. And that sorts out any drafts there. So, you know, if there is a draft, then your hood has just fixed that. And obviously, when you're down in the sleeping bag, put your hood up over your head. Obviously, if your down jacket's a bit too much, you know, in the sleeping bag, then that's why I like to have, you know, a lightweight jacket, like a wind shirt or vaporize or something like that, that I can wear in the sleeping bag. That's not too warm, but that has a hood, and that, oh, would you ever believe it, keeps the wind off your, keeps the breeze off your head, and, you know, and works fine. You know, obviously it's not, you know, it's not sub-zero, but it's, yeah, anyway, I think many of the people who watch my videos tend to agree with my philosophy. As I say, sometimes it's a shame the channel doesn't have a bigger scope, you know, that we could reach more people to try and educate them, you know, away from this new, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, I'm going to make another tea. I just follow I follow the Chris Townsend philosophy on many things, most things, almost everything. If it's good enough for Chris, then it's more than adequate for me. I'll see you all in the morning in the next part.